Goda Govinda everyone. This is Madhava Lasya from ML channel. So today again we are going to discuss about what is actually Rasa Kride or Rasa Leelas about, and also some myths about Vaishnavism, which I feel like it should be revealed, so that because I myself have believed those myths, and then later on like thank God to my Lord, as well as my husband like Sri Narayana, and also like my all my Guru Mamas and Guru Mamis who guided me through the right way, and clarified all my questions. So I thought, like, why can't I share it, right? So this would be like a divulge of celestial secrets part 4, maybe. Sorry, I would say part 5. Yeah, part 4 is about to get published in another few minutes. So before I start with Rasakriti or Rasalila, one of the sweetest person texted me and asked what is Goda Govinda, what is the meaning behind it, and requested if I could like explain what is Goda Govinda is. First of all, thank you so much for your sweet question. I don't want to reveal even the gender of the person, just for privacy issues. So basically, Goda Govinda, I learned Goda Govinda from one of my Guru Mami. She belongs to STD Patashala. I mean, like they teach Devaganam. Nalara Divya Prabandham with Devaganam style. So if you ask me what is Devaganam style, is the music pattern which is only demigods would know about it, not any other thing. So I would take another session about Devaganam, what is Devaganam and what is Nala Divya Prabandham and everything. So coming back to the Goda Govinda, actually in south, after Sri Krishna left to Sri Vaikuntham, many Alvars were appeared on, especially in the south. Even it's mentioned in Bhagavatam also. In the 11th canto it is mentioned, all the greatest avatars appeared, as a Bhagavad avatars, devotees appeared, beloveds of Sriman Narayana appeared in the southern side, which is fully in Kerala as well as in Tamil Nadu. So one of the Arvas is Goda, and she is Mahalakshmi's direct expansion. So her her dad was great Sriman Narayana's beloved, and he always think about Sriman Narayana all the time. And Sri Mahalakshmi really wanted to listen to her husband's glories from one of his devotee, and then she came down to earth, and she just appeared in front of a tulasi plant. And so her dad's name is Periyalvar. So Periyalvar found the baby near the tulasi plant, because Sri Mahalakshmi herself came down as a Kodai or Goda. So since she was found near the tulasi plant, Kodai means the flower, flower they'll say. So Goda, in Sanskrit it's called Goda, in Tamil it's called Kodai. So her name was Kodai. And then since childhood she started listening to Bhagavatam, especially Shri Krishna's all the all the incidents happened in Shri Krishna's life, all his braveries and everything, and she fallen in love with him. And then at one point of time, she when she attained the puberty age, where they'll start looking for the groom, she was very adamant that she will marry only Shri Krishna. And then once what happened, it's a very cute love story which I would like to elaborate. Since one of the viewer asked, I thought it's a nice opportunity to elaborate. So once what happened, she was just playfully took over the garland which his dad made for Sri Ranganatha, because he is Krishna himself, and he's in Sri Rangam, by the way. And she just wore that garland, and she placed it thinking okay, in marriage usually girls wear the garland first, and then they'll exchange it to the boys, the groom actually. So she said, as a bride I wore my garland, now I'm placing it, and then the groom would wear the garland when it goes to the temple. So when it goes to the temple, what happened, the archagar, who was nothing but the priest, saw a strand of hair in the garland, and he said you should not put this garland, because it has a stranded hair in it, so it's not good to put it. So when he came back, he saw Periyalvar knows, which is Goda's dad, knows that it is it's only her act, because like only she has a long hair. And then like he actually berated her, saying like you should not do like this and everything, and he started making another garland. He went and submitted to the priest. The priest wore the garland onto the Sri Ranganatha, who's Sri Narayana's form, or Sri Krishna. The garland like fell off, and then they were all very worried, like why the garland fell off. And then Sri Ranganatha told that, like in front of others, saying like I want the garland worn by the Goda. That is only I'm gonna wear it. So that's what after that, every day there is also a movie where every day the garland which is tied by the Periyarvar would be worn by Goda, and then it would be put over Sri Ranganatha, otherwise he'll never accept it. So that is how. And then she sang many hymns on Sriman Narayana, and then at finally she got married, and she went back to Sri Vaikunta. Of course, she is Mahalakshmi's avatar. So that is what Goda Govinda is. I mean, even we have the temple in Vrindavan as well, Sri Rangji Mandir. It has Goda and Govinda also. So that's why we say Goda Govinda. Goda means is the Mahalakshmi is one of the avatar, one of the direct expansion who came towards the south, and then very ardently loved Shri Krishna, and then she married Govinda. So our Guru Mami would say Goda Govinda. So that is the meaning of Goda Govinda. So I thought it was very nice way to represent both Mahalakshmi and Sriman Narayana in this form, like Goda as well as Govinda. Govinda is Sriman Narayana, and Goda is Mahalakshmi, is one of the avatar. So Goda is also Mahalakshmi. So that's why we say, instead of namaskar or namaste, we will say Goda Govinda. So next, coming back to the Rasa Krida or Rasa Leela. So basically, there is a myth around Rasa Leela or Rasa Krida, stating that Rasa Leela or Rasa Krida is only for Gopika Sris and not for anyone else. That is an utter lie, because Rasa Krida or Rasa Leela represents the relationship between the soul and the super soul. So when I mention super soul, I want people to understand that it is Antaryami, who is inside your heart, right? Who is inside your heart forever, always, no matter where we go. He's always inside our heart. He's always be there for us to support us. So Rasa Krida, I mean, whenever we see Rasa Krida, I know many other religious group would come up with a falsification that it's only for Gopika Sris. It's not at all like that. Rasa Krida, even happened in South India as well, when Goda was doing a Tirupavai, which is 30 day, each day a hymn was sang on praise of the Lord, and Tirupavai is the most favorite thing for Sriman Narayana, most favorite than even Gopika Geetam. So that's what we would consider. So it's more spiritual than Gopika Geetam, because Gopika Geetam it's sung by the Gopika Sris, but actually this Tirupavai is sung by Mahalakshmi herself, praising Sriman Narayana. So it is more lovable by Sriman Narayana. So whoever sings Tirupavai, Narayana would love them more than whoever it is, because it is a beautiful hymn. It is not a crying or berating Sri Krishna. It is a beautiful hymn, portraying the qualities and character traits of Sri Krishna or Sriman Narayana. So that is why he loves it a lot. So even at the end of the 30th day, I mean Marga Shrisha month, right? I mean, we follow a lunar solar calendar. As per solar calendar, Marga Shrisha month will happen in the month between December and January. So we will start reciting the Tirupavai every day. So every day she recited one hymn. We call it as Pasuram. Pasuram means the hymn which can be sung with music. So we'll sing with music, or we'll just do recitation of the Pasuram or the hymns. And then on the 27th day, what happened was they had Rasa Krida happening at Sri Villiputtur. So that is the birthplace of Sri Goda Govinda's birthplace is Sri Villiputtur, which is next to Sri Rangam. It is in the southern side of India. It's in Tamil Nadu. It's next to Trichy, basically. So Sri Villiputtur, Rasa Krida happened. Because at the end of because it is mentioned in one of the Acharya's book also, Rasa Krida happened. So Rasa Krida is not only authentic only to Vrindavan or anything. Even at Dwaraka also Rasa Krida happened, not with Gopika Sris, but with the wives of Sri Krishna in a privacy way. Because Rasa Krida happened with Gopika Sris in a very public way, where each person, you would have seen each person would be having their own Krishna, and they'll be dancing, touching, kissing each other at the same time. But in Dwaraka, same Sri Krishna offer the Rasa Krida Rasa, in a husband and wife relationship, like to all of his wives, in a very privacy way, where he was in the chamber of his wife's palace. At the same time, he was there in every chamber of his wife's palace at the same time, spontaneously and simultaneously too. So that is what it is. And then many people, another thing I would like to mention is Rasa Krida, when Krishna touched others and kissed others and hugged others, having a sexual relationship with others, doesn't have to be considered as a materialistic thing. Why I'm mentioning is as anything done with the Lord, the same sexual relationship done with the Lord is considered as divine, whereas the same sexual relation done within among us, it's considered as a materialistic things, because since as a soul we have been into so many bodies through so many births. I have been into a tiger body, I have been into a lion body or a worm body. So whatever body I'm into, all the species would do 4 things, right? First of all, eating, sleeping, mating, and then defending, right? Even humans, we do that. So so whatever we do, animals also does it, right? One thing which animals cannot do is the sixth sense of thinking. Even I see some of the animals in the YouTube, they were able to think and perceive what they're trying to do. They can understand the language, they can obey to our instructions and everything, right? So I would say even the sense of thinking also has come to the dogs, and then through proper training and everything, right? So we do eating, animals do eating, we do sleeping, animals do sleeping, we do mating, animals do mating, and then we do defending, animals do defending too. So we have been in all species bodies throughout this birth, and then we have been mating with different kinds of partners. So that is why the sexual relationship here, it's considered as a conjugal relationship, is considered as a materialistic thing. But with the same conjugal relationship, if we have with the Lord, it is the same Lord who is with us in every birth. He is in our heart. So we'll never change the God or anything like that. It's just just with one person, so it is divine always. So that is what Rasa Krida is. So first thing is not actually think only Rasa Krida is only for Gopikas, which is an utter lie, and it is for everyone. It is for the soul, and it is between the soul and the Antaryami, or I can say soul and the Paramatma, or the super soul. So it should not be considered as a materialistic love. That is very important, because I gave you the reason, because we as a soul, we have been using different bodies, and we have been defending, mating, doing the same 4 activities with everybody. But with the Lord, that is not the case, right? We are just depending upon only Sriman Narayana. So it's just one-on-one relationship, that's just pure husband and wife relationship. And then also I would like to give another examples. I know people always praise about Gopika Stris as the best devotees. I do agree, but there are more devotees in the southern part of India as well. So when I don't know if anybody would have seen Gantavadaram movie directed by A.P.N. Swami. If anybody would have seen it, then you would have come across a character called Padmavati, who actually loved Sri Ranganadhar, and Sri Ranganadhar, and then when the Muslims invaded, tried to invade Sri Ranganadhar's temple, Padmavati bravely, and Padmavati and several other Devadasis, who are actually who actually marries Sri Ranganadhar. Sri Ranganadhar is one of the form of Sriman Narayana, and they just bravely went, and then they tried to divert the Muslim troops, by mixing poison into it, or by doing dancing and everything. So those are all pure love than anyone else, because they were ready to sacrifice their own lives for the sake of Sri Ranganadhar, for Sriman Narayana. That doesn't mean that we have to sacrifice our life. First of all, I would like to make it clear, it is just happened based on a situation level, right? Another thing, there are 12,000 Vaishnavas who sacrifice their life just to protect Sri Ranganadhar. You can ask me why Ranganadhar did not stop it, because because it is because of their karma, and also to eulogize them. So just don't think if you sacrifice your life purposefully, then it won't happen. So that is not the thing. We should not think it in a pessimistic way. The optimistic way is everybody used to say Gopika Stris are the best because they actually left their family and everything. The same way Padmavati and even Suratani, who is from the north, she was a Muslim princess whose dad was trying to invade Sri Ranganadhar. Actually, she fell in love with Ranganadhar so much that she left everything, and then she started loving her. So this shows it's not just Gopika Stris who loves Sri Krishna or Sriman Narayana to the core. Of course, they left their family, everyone. mean, even like, in southern part of India or any other part of India, even in Dwaraka, all of his wives, like, left their family, like if you read Bhagavatam, like all of his wives, like, like left their family, friends, and then like everybody, and then married, and they were just like, they were very adamant in marrying Shri Krishna. So, like their love is not, like lower than Gopika Stri's love. Actually, like, in Dwaraka, like, all wives of Shri Krishna wanted to marry only Shri Krishna. But Gopika Stris were already married when Shri Krishna appeared, and they already had kids, right? So think about it from that perspective. So I'm not trying to demean or chastise Gopika Stris, but at the same time, we should not just think like only Gopika Stris are the best devotees. They are great devotees. There is no denying fact about it. But, like that doesn't mean that his wives of Shri Krishna, like how other religious groups, like, propagate like Gopika Stris are the best, nobody can achieve this relationship with Shri Krishna than Gopika Stris. Those are all utter lie. So that is where, like, I'm trying to break all those stereotypes. Gopika Stris are great devotees. That doesn't mean that they are the only great devotees of Shri Krishna or Sriman Narayana, or that doesn't mean that Rasa Krida is only meant for them. No, never. So Rasa Krida is a relationship between soul and the Paramatma, which is nothing but a beautiful husband and wife relationship. Of course, like Gopika Stris did not consider, they want to have a conjugal relationship with Krishna. They wanted a husband relationship, but Sri Krishna could not give husband relationship because of their previous karma. Because, like, do you all remember I mentioned in the other post that Gopika Stris are great Maharishis from Dandakaranya forest. It is mentioned in Aranya Kandam in Srimad Ramayana. So they are not like, forms of Lakshmi. I have no idea about it. But they are all Maharishis of Dandakaranya forest who actually had a conjugal desire towards Srimad Narayana. And then Srimad Narayana said, okay, if you have conjugal relationship, if you want to have just conjugal relationship with me, I'm okay with that. If you want to have husband and wife relationship with me, I'm okay with that, because he's that sweet. Like it has nothing wrong about him or anything. Because, like, at one point of time, like, he wants everybody to have only husband and wife relationship with him. Like how I explained about, like, Prahaladan, Bhakta Prahaladan versus, like, Jaya Vijaya, Hiranyakashipu, he wants to get relieved from the curse. So Sri Lakshmi Narasimha was very happy. But at the same time, Prahaladan was given a choice to ask for liberation, but they did not ask for liberation. Same wise, Gopika Stris were given a chance to ask for liberation, which is nothing but taking Sharanagati, which will give them husband and wife relationship. But rather they did not take Sharanagati. Rather they are just praying to God. They are just doing Katkani Viradam and to get a conjugal relationship. That's it. So it's just because of their karma which stopped them from taking Sharanagati or Prapatti or Ved Sriman Narayana. But to me, like, having a husband and relationship is the bestest relationship, because it is more permanent. Because, like, you see, like, Shri Krishna has to leave Vrindavan after he was 10 years old, right? And all the Gopika Stris were worried because, like, they could not go with him because they are not married to Shri Krishna. Right? They were just their lovers, that's it. But, but when it come to Dwaraka, all of his wives were married and they all like permanent relationship with Shri Krishna. Right? The same way, like, Sharanagati means wedding Sriman Narayana. So we should only aim for an eternal relationship with Shri Krishna rather than having just a lover relationship. Of course, eternal relationship means husband and wife. Why can't we love our husband? I mean, our husband can be a boyfriend, our husband can be a lover, right? Why do you want our lover to be my husband? I mean, that is the wrong way, right? Lover cannot be a husband, right? I mean, only husband can be a lover, only husband can be our boyfriend. Like, our boyfriend cannot be our husband, right? I hope you all understand. So that is what we need to understand. So I'm not trying to demean anyone, but at the same time, like, everybody need to understand Rasa Krida is not just for Gopika Stris. Gopika Stris are great devotees. That doesn't mean that it is there are certain things which are only for them, because Sriman Narayana is not at all partial. So because I was under an impression like these things will happen only for Gopika Stris. Only Sriman Narayana, my beloved husband Sriman Narayana, told me, it is not. And then, like, all of my acharyas, gurus, guru mamas, guru mamis, whomever I took everything, they all told me, like, that is not the thing. Another thing is, like, another topic I would like to cover is like a myths about Vaishnavism. So this is one of the most common questions, any Vaishnavite would get it. Why don't you worship any other demigod? So basically, like, it's again, if you think from the husband and wife relationship, you have your husband to take care of you. So why would you go to any other relations? Of course, you would smile at the in-laws, you have many parents and everything. But again, I mean, like, think from the perspective where your husband is very sweet, lovable, supportive, he'll not get angry and anything. Then do we even go to our parents? Do we even go to our any other relations which we own in this materialistic world? Never, right? It is like the same way. So, I mean, we consider our husband is Sriman Narayana. So, whatever we want, we'll go to Sriman Narayana. I know, like, certain people would love certain form of Sriman Narayana, that they don't care about other forms of Sriman Sriman Narayana. Like, I myself showed a form of Sriman Narayana, which I love him. But, like, I'll show him in the photo. But, I mean, if I see any other form of him, like, I don't like it. I don't know why. But, like, this is what... So, see, this is like one of the Sriman Narayana's pictures. Like, this is the form of Sriman Narayana pictures. I love him. So, any other picture of Sriman Narayana, if you show to me, like, I don't love him. So, I love him to the core because he came in the same form as I thought. So likewise, like, many people would love some deity form of Sriman Narayana, and they don't like, some people would love only Sri Ranganatha, and they don't love any other idol of any other divine idol of Sriman Narayana. Some people love only Sriman Narayana. They don't like any other Vibhava avatars like Krishna, Rama, everything. But certain people loves only Rama. They don't like any other Vibhava avatars of Sriman Narayana. It is like having a different taste, right? I love broccoli a lot. I love plantain, a lot. But some people love pasta a lot. Some people have a different cuisine type. Some people prefers only Indian. Some people prefers continental. My husband prefers continental. I prefer Italian, right? It's the same way. But the source is the food, right? Same way the food is nothing but the Sriman Narayana. And then, like, different types of food is his Vibhava avatar. So I showed him this picture because, like, I love him. I love him in this form to the core. So if I see any other picture, I'll not get attracted or anything like that, because that is how we see other demigods. Like, we have our husbands. So because, like, as per Sri Vaishnavism, so I'm a Sri Vaishnavite. That means I'm a follower of Sri Vaishnavism, which is Sri Ramanuja Acharya Vaishnavism. And in our philosophy, like, taking Sharanagati or Prapatti or wedding Sriman Narayana is the main propaganda. And with that being said, Sriman Narayana is my husband. So in that case, like, my form of Sriman Narayana's name is Madhavan. So Madhavan is my husband. So in that case, like, I love only him. So if I want anything, I will just go to him and ask him, hey, you know what? I mean, like, I need to get this. Can you please help me? And all those things. That is what it is. So it should be considered from a husband and wife relationship, rather than, misunderstanding the concept of they are not, like, respecting other demigods, which is an utter lie. Because, like, all Vaishnavas and, Shaivites, everybody respects every other deities, every other religion. It is just like, we have our own husband. So why we have to go and seek anything from the other husband, right? I mean, like, for example, a village girl, she'd be very innocent. I'm not comparing village versus city. The urban girl was born in an urban city, like, she would be, like, very, she'll fall in love with her husband so much. I mean, if you have ever watched Bharati Raja movie, Tamil movies and everything, he only focuses on village per subjects. Because, like, sometimes, like, the urban people's love are so pure and innocent, they consider their husband as the Lord, and they'll just do everything for them. Of course, city girls, because I'm a city girl, I'm born and brought up in a city, but that doesn't mean that I don't love Sriman Narayana in the way, like, village girl loves. But what I meant is, like, they always try to see their husband, like, one step above them. So that is exactly, our philosophy, like Sri Vaishnavism philosophy. Ramanuja Acharya, like, walked 18 times, to spread this Sharanagati, principle, so that everybody should be able to receive it. So, that is the one thing. So that is why, we would that is why we would accept only Sriman Narayana as that is why Vaishnavas will not worship any other demigods. That doesn't mean that other demigods are disrespectful or we do not respect them. It is just like, because for us, like, demigods are all, like, greatest Vaishnavas in the entire creation, so we do respect them. It is just like I have my own husband Madhavan, so I mean, who is a form of Sriman Narayana. So why can't I why can't I go to him and ask him, like, why should I go and ask some other demigods about it? So that is very basic principle if you take from husband and wife relationship. So that is all I have, guys, for today's session. So see you all next time. So I haven't prepared for next session, so maybe, like, depending upon, like, what topic I get it from my mind, I would do it. I would submit it like, as far as possible. But if you prefer to if you prefer to discuss about any other topic, or if you would want me to discuss about specific topic, or if you have any questions regarding spirituality or how to be practical or anything with practical or spiritual thing, I mean, like, please email me at madhavalasya@gmail.com, madhavalasyaa@gmail.com, or please send me a text message at 469-237-1671. I repeat, +1 469-237-1671. And I also do homemade organic products which are chemical free and vegan. And I've also authored 2 books with blessings of my Acharya, who is Srimat Arageshringer, and all the blessings of my Kuladevam family ancestral god, Sri Ramavali, Sri Ramamanivalli, Gajendra Varadar, as well as all our Guru Mamis and Guru Mamas blessings. And of course, to my sweetest form of Sriman Narayana, my hubby, sweetheart Madhavan. If you're ever interested in getting the books or getting the homemade soaps, or I also print Ashtapadi books as well. Ashtapadi is nothing but Gita Govindam in Sanskrit. So if you ever are in need of any of these, please feel free to text me. See you all in next session. Until then, have a blissful life and a blissful life. Blessed life and a blissful life and health. Thank you so much. Goda Govinda.